Hi friends! Today I'll tell you about the cartoon trolls. Give us a like if you enjoy our videos. Trolls love hugs, and they also love to sing and dance. And all because they are the happiest creatures in the universe. Trolls introduced a carefree life, but only until the first Bergen discovered them. Bergens are the direct opposite of trolls. They're scary, sullen, and completely incapable of happiness. The Bergens only experience happiness from troll saplings. They even developed a tradition. Once a year, they gather around a troll tree to eat them and feel happier. They surrounded this very tree with iron bars. And when the next holiday arrived, Troll Day, the Pig Prince was delighted because today he would taste his first troll. All the Bergens of the kingdom gathered around the tree, guarded by the cook. She was going to cook a meal from these happy creatures, but first the Gristle had to try them. She led him to a tree and fed him the troll princess Rose. But the Gristle didn't like it. The rose tasted like wood. When he spat it out, he discovered it was a wooden doll, and the real trolls had fled. The Bergens, led by the cook, began digging around the tree to find the tunnel the trolls had escaped through. And they almost got them, but the Pink King led his people to safety. And when some of the florists lagged behind, he returned and, risking his life, saved them. After this escape, the cook was banished from Bergen Town forever. That day, she swore to herself that she would find the trolls. Then she would return and make the Bergens regret their decision. The party didn't end as the Gristle man had hoped. And in the evening, when his father told him that the prince would never find happiness again, Quiet One would look at him with interest. She lived at court and did cleaning and other dirty work. Quiet One was in love with the Gristly One. 20 years have passed since then. The trolls lived as carefree as ever. They danced, sang, and hugged each other on schedule. Princess Rosebud had grown up and was preparing to rule her people. But for now, she was organizing a celebration to mark 20 years without the Bergens. Everyone was excited about the upcoming celebration. Everyone, that is, except Svedin. This discolored troll was sure that the Bergens would return any minute, and then everyone would be screwed. Everyone, that is, except him. After all, Svedin has created a bunker where he plans to survive the Bergen invasion. However, no one listens to Svedin's warnings. Rozachka and her friends throw such a grand celebration that the cook notices it. She lives in exile and dreams of finding the trolls. And now her time has come. She follows the sound of music and bright flashes. Arriving at the troll village, the cook began grabbing everyone indiscriminately, carrying off Rose's friends. She was especially upset about Brooke. This positive troll was especially dear to the princess. The Pink King tried to stop the cook, but she almost grabbed him. Rose was forced to hide her father. Having stuffed her bag full of trolls, the cook left for Bergen Town. The survivors decided they had to flee, lest other Bergens come after them if they found out where they were hiding. But Rose can't just run away. She wants to save her friends. The Pink King is against it, but his daughter won't listen. Her first stop is Svedin, who's admiring her postcards in his bunker. Svedin secretly harbors feelings for Rozachka, but she's unaware of it. The princess asks him for help, but Svedin refuses. He has enough food in his bunker to survive for 10 years, and he doesn't have to worry about the future. Rose leaves and brings the other trolls to him. They begin hugging and being sweet. Svedin can't stand the onslaught of cuteness and runs off after the princess. Meanwhile, Rozachka pursues her goal, despite all the obstacles she encounters along the way. However, she fails to pass through the web. The threads entangle her, and she falls unconscious. At that moment, spiders crawl towards her. It seemed there was no escape, but then Branch appeared and freed the princess. As they walked to Bergen Town, Rose tried her best to cheer Branch up, but he absolutely refused to be a troll. He was gloomy and negative. His plan is to find the tunnel through which the trolls escaped 20 years ago and use it to reach the tree in the city center. However, once there, they discover there are many tunnels, most of them dangerous. A cloud of infinity can point them in the right direction. It irritates Branch with its jokes, and he chases after it. Cloud chooses a path that leads to the troll tree, and they find themselves in Bergen Town undetected. What they see there horrifies Branch and Rose. The Bergens are truly miserable. They suffer daily from the lack of joy and all the pleasant things in life. Meanwhile, Gristle has become king. However, this didn't make him any happier. Quiet continued to tidy the throne room and secretly sighed for the ruler of Bergen Town. And just when Gristle's hopes for happiness were almost gone, the cook appeared with the captured trolls. She suggested they spend the day as trolls and devour the spoils during the celebration. Cartilage thought it was a brilliant idea and announced the upcoming celebration to his people. He reinstated the cook, but that wasn't enough for her now. She understood that whoever had the trolls controlled the kingdom, meaning she had control of all of Bergen. During Troll Day, she planned to become queen and dethrone Gristle. Rose and Branch sneak into the palace and find their friends. They sit in a cage and await their fate. At that moment, it dawns on Gristle that there are too few trolls to make all the inhabitants of Bergen Town happy. However, the cook reassures him, as she now knows where these little people live. She offers the king some stream. He refuses several times, but finally stuffs it in his mouth in front of Rose and Svetten and leaves. The cook gives the remaining trolls to Tikona and demands that she guard them. The princess and her monochrome friend follow. There they see Tikona suffering from her unrequited love for the king. When she falls asleep, Rose and Branch free their companions and try to escape, but Tikona spots them. Rosebud offers her a deal. She'll help Tikona make the king fall in love with her, and in return, she'll free the trolls and find the brook. Tikona agrees, and Rosebud and her friends begin singing for her. Only Svetten refuses to sing along, which upsets Tikona. Rizachka discovers that Svetten once loved to sing and was a bright artist, but his singing caused his grandmother's death. She saved him from Bergen when Svetten was singing songs. Since then, he's lost his color and become joyless. The trolls help Tikona become attractive, and she goes to the king. Meanwhile, Kriash tries on bibs for the troll of the day. They meet and go on a date. At the cough, Kriash shows his friend that he's hidden the stream in a locket and carries it with him. Then he invites Tikona to the next day's troll day. Quiet and the king are happy. They're having a good time, but the cook shows up and ruins everything. Quiet runs away, leaving Cartilage with only a roller shoe. She returns home happy, and Rose and her friends set off to rescue the brook. They sneak into Cartilage's room and, while he's losing weight for the holiday, steal the brook medallion. When they open the medallion, it turns out to be empty. At that moment, the cook catches them and locks them in a cage. She's hatched a plan to find the remaining trolls, now safely hidden in the bunker. And the stream will help her with this. When he found himself in the king's mouth, he begged not to be eaten. For this, the little stream was willing to betray its people. They would all be eaten, and he would be left to live with the guilt. Brook himself told her about it. Meanwhile, the cook found and captured all the trolls. When she brought them back to the palace and Rose saw it, she completely despaired. She even dimmed, and the rest of the trolls followed suit. Svetten realized he had to do something, otherwise the trolls would be beyond saving. He began to sing, and with his singing, he lit a blaze of color in the souls of Rose and the others. And she helped Svetten shine with color again. Tikona heard their song. She decided to free the trolls. The king won't fall in love with a simple servant anyway, but at least she'll save her new friends. In the midst of the celebration, it turns out the trolls have escaped. The cook wants to punish Quiet, but then Rose and the others appear and reveal to the king that she is his roller skating sweetheart. Cartilage realizes he was happy with her even without eating trolls, which means happiness exists in everyone's soul. And with her song, Rose proves to the Bergens that they can be happy on their own. They throw a grand celebration, painting Bergen Town in vibrant colors. Even the troll tree blossoms, and they return to their old home. From then on, the Bergens and the trolls live peacefully. And the cook is banished again, this time along with Brooke, who was hiding in her bag. When they were far from the castle, they were eaten by a creature that was disguised as a hill.